Marriage is a special event that involves the joining of two lives, the spiritual, physical, and emotional union of two human beings who have separate lives, families, personal histories. Marriage is the coming together not only of two bodies and two personalities, but also the union of two life stories. Today is also a celebration for the rest of us. The pleasure of seeing love in bloom and participating in the wedding of two people we love and who are so delightfully and ideally suited for each other. Their journey began many months ago, and over time they have developed a special bond that today takes them to the ultimate commitment as they join their lives together. When Bob and Barbara first met, they were unaware that one day they would celebrate together, struggle together, laugh together, cry together, and together create a special union between them that we see before us today. Bob and Barbara, remember as you go out into the world as husband and wife that your love will have seasons, that your relationship is a progression, and that love will endure. To be married means that you belong to someone else, that you are no longer alone. Now there will be a parallel present and a spirit in all that you undertake. Marriage is also the incubator of love, the protecting environment in which a love that is personal and touching and real can grow. And as a consequence of that growth, develop within each of you your highest capabilities as loving human beings. You are still and always becoming, and when you marry, you promise not only to share your own becoming, but also your willingness to witness and withstand the ongoing becoming of the other human being. That is because in marrying you promise to love not only as you feel right now, but as you intend to feel in the future. In marriage you say, not only I love you today, but also I promise to love you tomorrow, the next day, and always. And promising to love in the future means promising unceasingly to work on your marriage as the root from which the ever-changing blossom of love you share. For those who have been married for decades, they know the meaning of this ever-changing blossom. The love you know will become fuller, richer, and more beautiful as the union and your togetherness endures challenges and joys that life presents to all of us. There will be times of frustration, of irritation, of privation, of temptation. But if each of you focuses on the vows you undertake today, promising with all your might and will to strive always to be together for each other, through good and bad, through sickness and health, through joy and sorrow, through riches and poverty, unselfishly putting the other first, then love will abide in this union. The following passage on marriage is from the prophet by Khalil Gibran, one of Bob and Barb's favorite authors. Let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the winds of the heavens dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Rather let it be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Fill each other cup, but drink not from one cup. Give one another of your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but let each of you be alone. Even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver with the same music. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts. And stand together, but not too near together, for the pillars of the temple stand far apart. And the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadow. Bob and Barb have asked me to share this reading from Corinthians chapter 13 as their gift to those of us here today to remind and renew in each of us the privilege of loving and being loved. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. Told you this could happen. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. At this time, I will read the marriage vows Bob and Barbara have written. These words express the feelings they have for each other and for the bond they share and the marriage they celebrate for the rest of their lives. You ready for this? Okay. All I want is to love you for the rest of my life. All I want is to share everything with you. To talk about the little everyday things that make us laugh and the not-so-little things that we can't help worrying about. All I want is to give you my love. To be a place you can always come for acceptance and the simple comfort that silence brings, when things left unspoken can still be understood. To live with you and laugh with you, to stand by your side, to be joyful in your heart and be food for your soul, to bring out the best in you always, and for you, to be the most that I can. As your spouse and friend, I promise to be the one to be thoughtful and make every day a special day that fills your life with joy and happiness. To laugh with you in good times, to struggle together in bad, to provide you solace when you are downhearted, to wipe your tears with my hands, to comfort you with my body, to mirror you with my soul. Yes, you are my soulmate. To share with you all my riches and honors, to cherish you as we grow older, and still loving each other sweetly, unselfishly, and unconditionally, praying that our lives shall be filled with joy and happiness. Now you're going to repeat after me. I acknowledge these statements.
I acknowledge these statements.
And with these rings,
I
vow that from this day forward, I choose you, Barbara, to be my wife.
I choose you, Barbara, to be my wife.
It's your turn. I acknowledge these statements.
I acknowledge these statements.
And with this ring, I vow that from this day forward, I choose you, Bob, to be my husband. Now that you, Bob, and you, Barbara, have heard and shared these words about love and marriage, and have promised to give yourselves to one another, and to love each other by these vows, and through the giving and receiving of these rings, in the name and by the authority of the laws of the state of Florida, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Bob, you may now kiss your bride. I now introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Bob Yezierski.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Thank you. Peter.
We're done.
Outstanding.